Uber Eats is now going to accept SNAP benefits in 2024. You can see right here right away, Uber Eats will accept SNAP benefits for grocery deliveries in 2024. They gave this announcement on a blog post that you can use SNAP benefits on the Uber Eats application. Gave the statement here, but I think the big thing you can see here is seniors, the elderly, those facing disabilities or transportation barriers. I think that's the biggest benefit of using this, helping to improve access to quality food. It's incredibly important to our work at Uber, and we're proud to use Uber's technology and extensive local delivery networks to offer SNAP recipients the ability to use their benefits to access fresh groceries conveniently from our app in 2024. In addition, they are working with managed Medicaid and Medicare Advantage plans to support benefits that help members stay healthy, like accepting FSA cards, Flex cards, and relevant waiver payments on Uber. I gotta be honest, I'm a huge fan of this. Like they said in that article, kind of briefly looking over and scanning over it, for a lot of people, let's say if you're elderly, senior, disabled, not only I think getting to and from the grocery store can be tricky. Let's say if you don't even have a car, right? That can be a huge hassle just getting to and from the store. But then on top of that, I think another kind of underrated part of, which sounds weird to say, another kind of underrated or overlooked part of buying groceries is the physical act of carrying the bags. Whether even if you do take an Uber or Lyft, right? You have to Uber to the store, you have to do the physical act of taking everything off the shelf, putting it in your cart, right? Putting it on the conveyor belt to pay for it, et cetera, et cetera. And then everything being bagged, and then you having to take those bags and of course, then bring them out to your car, or let's say if you take an Uber Lyft, put all the bags of groceries in the Uber Lyft, then you have to take them back out. It's like a whole process that the physical act of doing that can be kind of tricky. For me, of course, I feel like for most people, I like to do the grocery trip all in one trip in terms of no matter how many bags I have, I feel like I have to do it all in one trip, right? But for some people, even just one bag of groceries can be very, very tricky and difficult to move from point A to point B. So I'm a huge fan of this. I'm very curious as well to see, because I know you can use SNAP for, like, say, certain restaurants, if that will be kind of the next step forward. Obviously, I have no idea what to expect, with something like this. It is a situation, and they're very explicit about this, that is mainly being used to buy groceries at the grocery store. So, typical groceries from your grocery store, right? But I'd be curious to see, could this start being used for restaurants? Like, say, if you do want to order Uber Eats, you want to get Chinese food, I don't know, I'm just making it up, and you want it to be delivered to your door, will they then start allowing SNAP for that? Honestly, I have no idea what to expect, but I think for something like this, especially taking the first initial step of using it for groceries and everything, I think it's a huge way for a lot of people to be able to get fresh groceries, and especially trying to eat healthier, delivered right to their door. And it avoids, one, the whole transportation issue, but then I think two, which I think of a bigger one, is the physical issue. For some people that may be very difficult to, say, get all the groceries off the shelf, put it in their cart. Like I said, the logistical aspect of buying groceries and the fact that they come right to your door, I think this makes it super, super important. And we'll have to see what happens next year, but I'm going to be honest, I'm a huge fan of this.